Good afternoon, ma'am. My name is Tina Vestri. I am from CSCB section. My roll number is 234J1A05B1. My CAA2 topic is explain Eulerian graph and Hamilton graph with example. Let's discuss contents. In this video, what we discuss about Eulerian graph, example, explanation, Hamilton graph, explanation, example, and conclusion. Eulerian graph. An Eulerian graph is connected graph that has a closed trail called Eulerian trail that visits every edge exactly once and returns to the starting vertex. Here are some characteristics of Eulerian graph. All vertices in the graph have an even degree. The graph is connected, meaning there is a path between any two vertices. Eulerian graph in discrete mathematics. If we want to learn the Eulerian graph, we have to know about the graph. The graph can be described as a collection of vertices which are connected to each other with the help of set of edges. We can also call the study of a graph as a graph theory. In this section, we were able to learn about definition of Euler graph, Euler path, Euler circuit, semi-Euler graph, and examples of Euler graph. Euler graph example. All the vertices of all any connected graph have an edge degree. When this type of graph, when known as Eulerian graph, in other words, we can say that Euler graph is a type of connected graph which Euler circuit. The simple example of Euler graph is described as, this is the example of Euler graph. The above example is connected graph, and the vertices of the graph contain the even degree. Hence, we can say that this graph is Euler graph. In other words, we can say that the graph is a Euler graph because it has Euler circuit B A C E D C B. Here we have circle from A B A C E D C B. We can start from B and we come back to the B. Hamilton graph. Hamilton graph is a graph that contains a Hamilton circle which is closed path that visits each vertex is the graph exactly once and ends with the same path that visits each vertex in the graph exactly once and ends at the same vertex started at. A graph that does not contain Hamilton cycle is called non-Hamiltonian. Hamiltonian graph explanation. The graph will be known as Hamiltonian graph is closed work in connected graph which passes each and every vertex of the graph exactly one expect the root vertex. The Hamiltonian walk must not repeat any edge. One more definite Hamilton graph says graph will be known as Hamiltonian. If there is a connected graph which contain an Hamiltonian circuit, the vertex of the graph is set point which are interconnected with this set of lines. The lines are known as edges. The examples of Hamiltonian graph is described as here. This is the example of Hamiltonian graph. In the above graph, there is a closed walk A, B, C, D, E, F, A. Except for the starting vertex, it passes through every vertex of the graph exactly once. At the walk of time, the edges are not repeated. Due to the old reasons, we can say that the graph is Hamiltonian graph. In other words, we can say the above graph contains Hamiltonian circuit. That's why the graph is Hamiltonian graph. Here, these are the some conclusion about Eulerian and Hamiltonian graph. Eulerian graph. A graph is Eulerian if all of its vertex have even degree Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much for listening my presentation.